Somewhere down here there's a machine that I want to show you and talk about. There's a couple of the machines, a double needle and a zigzag, and that's my brother Daryl. And let's see, the machine I'm looking for is not in here. Well, that's not it, but that's my other brother Daryl, if you folks remember that post. Oh, what's out here? More shop stuff, I know. Oh, there's some motorcycle seat projects I'm working on. And what else do we have here? Let's see. Well, that's not it. That's a to be finished project. But what I really wanted to show you was this. This is my, well, I say my, this is for sale, that's why I'm doing this video. This is a 20U, and I will be going into more details in this in just a little bit. Alright, so this system is being sold as a plug and play. Unit's going to come complete. The table is in very good condition. A nice solid K-leg. It does have a brand new servo motor. It's got a new pad on the knee lift. There's some things down in here. I can't really see my camera lens. Yeah, there's something real funky right there I'm going to go over in just a minute. That's regarding the Irish embroidery. The table is not beat up. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get here. It's got a new thread stand with the servo motor. We're using, oh, get out of the shadows. I'm using the link belt, and that's the extra link belt that came with it. So if you need to work on another machine or try something, or you need a belt real quick, you can make your own belt just by undoing and redoing the links. 5+1 bobbins, which the one that's in the machine now, some basic tools, full set of needles. Those are coming in at 18s. I'm supplying 18s with those. Those are the miscellaneous parts for the servo motor. This right here is kind of funky. This is the spool stand that mounts to the back of the machine. And it's just kind of weak, and threads are stripped and stuff like that. And that's really not needed right now. Again, because we have a new thread stand for you. We talked about the 18 gauge needles. And today we're running 69 for all of our testing. Oh, let me get things set up with the tripod and see what more we can dive into. I'm going to show you some still pictures of underneath and inside the head and stuff like that, just so that you can see the cleanliness of this. I have cleaned this. I should be over here. I have cleaned it, I have oiled it, I have checked everything, I've done the sample sewing, I'll show you some stuff, verified its functionality, everything. So right now I'm going to show you a couple of still pictures, and then we'll get into the rest of the video. And we're back. So a couple of things I want to go over with the machine just so that you see it and we touch it and feel it and all this stuff. So yes, up in here it does have a built-in bobbin winder with stop and all that. And just like some of the domestics, you can disengage the wheel, and this is now freewheeling. Close it back down. I've got it threaded, so I'm not going to sit there and run it, but now we're back into normal operation mode. In this mode, this works. Unless you're trying to load up on bobbins, I can't see using this very much. And if you really want to, you can put in a bobbin winder right there. I opted not to, only because it's built in, and it's going to be your choice if you want to or not. So if we come around, this is where the video is going to get shaky. And of course the lighting stinks. Oh, we're going to do this in real time. Okay, so going through the basic controls, if you're looking at this, you're looking at the 20U, you're familiar with the 20U, this is a 20U 33. For those who are not necessarily familiar with it, what we've got is some very basic simple controls. This is a zigzag machine, zigzag with reverse. So we have this control here, which is going to be our reverse lever. This is our stitch length lever. This is to move your needle position left, right, and center. This is your zigzag width control. And these two here set the bottom limit and the top limit. So you can have it so there's the full swing from straight stitch to full zigzag. Or you can set this at, okay, so it's not a wide zigzag, and you want to come up further, and you tighten that one, and now this only goes between those 2 points. Undo the locks, and now it's free stitching. And in a little bit I'll show you how to do this, which I think is called Irish embroidery, how to not use the knee lift for the presser foot, but to use the knee control to change the width of the stitches. Ooh. Like I said, we've got 69 in here. I'm actually going to move the operation to the other side. Here's jitteries. Okay, I really don't need to do a lot of sample stitches. Only reason for that is we're going to go through some layers of vinyl. I'll show you a piece of leather that I did, and you'll see that it is capable and it's doing its thing. I've got black on the top, white on the bottom, and I'll use 2 different colors just to give you the first rough idea of 4 layers of vinyl. We're on. So there we go. And, you know, yes, you decrease the stitch length and go through the zigzag. And let's see what the stitches look like. That's just on 2 layers. I've got the Pitman rod set up so that when you release the foot pedal, how do you like that? I didn't have the 2 lined up. Okay, so what I'm doing is I've got black on the top, white on the bottom. We're going to start off with 2 layers of vinyl so that you can see the stitches in contrasting colors both sides. Get things kind of set up and started. Your straight stitch at its longest. And we'll come out here, do some shorter stitches. That's down to 2, that's down to 1. And then there's reverse. And we can go into some zigzags. Okay. There's our stitch line, a variety of things, and there's the white background right there. So you see no black thread on this side. I should have used a different color, but there's no white thread on this side. So there's your stitching. And that's 2 layers. I'll run through 4 right now, just to see it. We are on straight stitch, long stitch. And if we want to do something like, well, we're just worried about layers right now. We'll kick into 6 layers in just a second. So in this area, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 layers, 4 to 5 layers of vinyl. And again, there's the white stitch line buried in there with no threads peeking through. So we've got good tension on that. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and move the camera and show you something regarding Irish embroidery. And this is going to take a couple of clips to do because I want to show stuff from underneath and how you do the adjustments and what you set, etc. And then show you kind of an example up here doing the sewing with the knee lift, changing the stitch width. Okay, so what you're looking at there is the knee lift control system. And this right here is what goes up through the pan and touches the bottom of the machine. Earlier in the video you saw 2 levers on the bottom side of the machine. One of them is to adjust the zigzag. What I have done here to make life so much easier, this is, where are we? That is a 6mm Allen wrench. Okay, I have put on these 2 collars on the shaft and replaced the old screw with one that's got a hex head. So now, if I loosen this, move it forward to the new stop, tighten it down. So bring it right to the stop. When I do this now, this changes the, I need to reset it a little bit further. There we go. Okay, so by doing this, pushing this on the other lever that adjusts the zigzag. So I'm going to try and pick up the camera. So now, I don't know if the camera's going to get all this. Okay, I really don't have enough room to back the camera up even further. But that's your zigzag control, and I'm going to move the knee lift now so you can see it deflecting. And just like that, the other controls also work, so you can set a lower number, set another one for the high range, and the knee lift will go right between those two stops. That's about it. That's the 20U that I have put together, that I've sourced and cleaned and lubed and made all nice, and the nice K-leg tables, made in the drawer. Everything is in good condition. And again, this is, I'm not going to list the price here in the video, but the listing, or upcoming listing, or my notes or whatever, will mention the price. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this. Okay, so we're back and we're going to do something I mentioned I was going to do, but I didn't do, so now I'm going to do it. So now, because the knee lift is connected to the stitch width, the zigzag width, we have to use the lever in the back to raise our presser foot. And we're at long stitch right now, the needle is centered, etc. And there we go. Now, by only using the knee lift, and this is going to be fun to do, by only using the knee lift, I'll be able to change the stitch width. And yes, I'm cheating. And if we set the limit systems there and there, this should be a fairly narrow one. Yeah, it wasn't much of a change, but there was a change. So there's that part. I wanted you to see that, how you do this zigzag stitch width with the knee lever. And then here you go, nice white thread on the back, not to poke it through, black on top. I guess I would say this is a great training machine. If somebody's thinking about practicing or trying the Irish embroidery that we just showed some of the capability, with the collars and the use of the Allen wrench and stuff like this to move that finger from presser foot lift to zigzag, it makes it so it's less of a struggle. Allen wrench, loosen it, move it, tighten it, done. So you can go back and forth without getting frustrated anytime you really wanted to sit there and try and play with it. The other thing I'm going to try and show you, I gotta just double check the viewfinder, make sure that what I show you is... Okay, so I did sew leather. 2 layers, 3 layers. And where's the light? I'm trying to reach around behind the camera and do this. 2 layers is 4.3 millimeters, which equates to about 10 to 11 ounce leather. That area right there is 5.86 millimeters, which equates to 14 to 15 ounce. Would I use this machine to sew leather? No, I would not. If I needed it to do a repair on a bag or something like this, and it was the only machine I had available, would I trust it? Yes. Just you're stressing it just a little bit, but would I sew leather all day? Would I make bags and whatever else? No, I wouldn't. So that's the end. And I hope I've answered most all your questions, if you have any. Like I said, I glossed over a few things, but that's only because it's very repetitive topics. Thank you.